Hair. He's got hair.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's pretty cool. See that camera?
Something I didn't have before. Huh?
That camera.
I'm kind of a long ways away.
Yeah, but this is zoomed in.
Yeah,
This one's zoomed in.
I'm just checking my eyesight. I had it checked this morning at the physical I had.
Okay.
The guy was quite amazed.
Yeah.
Only thing I'm losing is hearing.
Yeah.
Everything else I passed pretty good.
Okay. Let me just check this. Test, test. Okay.
Me or you?
All right. So. You're such a
Are we
good,
ready?
you're such a good boy. Oh, let me go get, I need something to drink. You know what? I'm gonna drink some of this water here. Pull into position. Okay, so the review. I printed out the Brain Garden.
Oh, yeah?
Okay.
Is Blanca ready yet? It's not complete. It's
No, I know. I'm
Okay.
gonna read it, or you're gonna read it.
I
Here's-
gotta amplify it.
Yeah, yeah, I know. So what's gonna happen is, we turn off the cell phones. I do the intro. I tell what the show's about, females, blah, 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 consciousness, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm talking about a field reporter, Thunder. And then I'm gonna introduce the guest for the show, which is Terry O'Shea. And the show is gonna, at the beginning, say, inhales female consciousness, motherhood, that sort of thing. And Thunder is going to be talking. She's not going to be interviewed, but I'm just going to mention that she's going to be talking about Pachamama, and then, that sort of thing. And that then it's going to be you're the dude on the show. I introduce you as Terry O'Shea, who's been to the other side. And this is the anniversary, 1-year anniversary, and I'm going to ask him some questions. I'm not going to read it like this. First hand report from agnostic to a believer. You're cool with that?
Mm-hmm.
And the question would be like, how did it impact Terry? How did it impact others? What have you learned? Anything you want to add? And please sign off with a prayer. After I do my thing, I'll say, you're on my, and then you sign off with some. Don't go on for 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You're cool with that?
Yeah.
So I got a box of tissues if I start crying. You start crying, don't start a fire. Just blow your nose. You're cool? You all right?
Yeah.
So I really want you to read this whole thing just like this. If you just crank through it. Or I'll read it. I'm going to read half, you read half?
I think you can read it. I think
It's up to you. What's
probably
easy?
good for you.
I'll read it, okay. No problem. All right.
But I don't know if you would put the same emphasis on parts that I would.
I just need to... Myself, I think it'd be better if you read it.
I'm starting to agree with that now.
Yeah. So, okay, give it back to me. No cheating. Cheaters takes control. Okay, you ready? Ready, good looking? Fire in the hole?
We are now, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna clap. Here we go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Welcome to the Sam Bell Show. Very exciting show today. We have an in-house guest, Mr. Terry O'Shea.
Good morning, Sam. Glad to be here.
And we're in Lima, Peru. It's May 2019. It's Terry's anniversary. It's a special anniversary. Some of you may know, but we'll talk about that later. First, I want to mention about the show. We have field reporters, and Terry is one of the field reporters. And the first field reporter I will mention is Thunder. Thunder, lovely, lovely soul in Quebec. Been searching for her papa for 38 years. Day before yesterday, she found him. He didn't know. They love each other so. He's been through tests. She's been through tests. Her report would be very powerful. She'll be reporting from the hospital. Okay, now, Terry really needs no introduction in my book because he had brain surgery. We did a show, and he came back and won a golf tournament. Isn't that right?
Yes, I came back. I've been playing golf, and I've had the opportunity to win a couple tournaments.
Oh, geez! Oh, that's right, huh?
Yeah, I've won 3.
Whoa! Yeah. He has his brain surgery, right? He's got the bandages on his head. How many exact days was it till you were in the tournament with the bandages on your head, you know, looking like a mummy?
On the morning of May 18th, 2018, I played a round of golf to qualify for the tournament. And on the evening of May 18th, 2018, I had a tumor removed from my head. But one of the things I told the people when I left the golf course on May 18th is that I would be back on Thursday if I qualified for the finals. So on May 23rd, 6 days after the operation, I was back at the golf course and I finished the tournament. So 6 days after the operation, I was on the golf course.
And we got a doctor's order for it, didn't we?
No, we did not. During my short period of recovery from the recovery room to getting home on Wednesday, I was pushing doctors and nurses and my wife to get me out of the hospital so that I could get to that golf course on Thursday. It was very important that I do that. And it turned out to be really important. So, yeah, I did not have anybody's blessing, except for maybe God, because I wouldn't have made it without Him.
Yes, and I think God uses Nike. Is it Nike or what are your clubs?
Callaway.
Callaway. God uses Callaway. So, and what's your set? Tell me the set again.
As the Callaway Rogue.
See, man, I'm telling you, you want an endorsement, right?
Yeah.
Divine Source uses Callaway Rogue. Dr. Cat uses it. Terry, just interrupt for a moment. We got 5 pages. I decided we're not going to read the whole thing. This guy will take forever. He starts talking about stuff. Anyway, I want to read one paragraph. And basically, it's a book that he has written of what's happened over the last year. This paragraph here, I shall read it right now. In the white light, I found myself in the airport concourse, waiting for a flight. And I saw a woman running down the corridor, yelling, "The Brain Garden! The Brain Garden! This store has the last copy of the bestseller, and I need to get it." This triggered a whole realm of activity. My complete time in the light was taken up writing this book. So many things to do. Now this is Terry. This is what he wrote. I've got a section too, but mine's not this good. And he gets his brain surgery. When he comes out of this, getting his head opened, what does he do? He's calling me on the phone saying something about the Brain Garden, the Brain Garden. I'm like, oh, Terry, thank goodness he's okay. His articulation's okay, his language is okay. So I'm just going to chop that. We're going to go to the straight question. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Just the whole truth, or nothing but the truth.
Yeah.
Now I'm introducing him as a gentleman who was an agnostic and now he is a believer. That's his introduction, and he's agreed to that. And I wanted to ask Terry, what impact has the last year made on you?
Before the miracle happened, which I really believe is a miracle now because of things that have happened in the last year, I didn't pay any attention to the spiritual world. I didn't feel things by my heart. I had opinions about my mother and other people, which I now know were completely wrong. So being more aware of what I am, how I came to be and what has transpired is really a blessing in disguise. And my situation I can determine or can definitely state in this moment, it is a miracle that I am here. And I have so much more open emotion to prove it.
And golf tournaments.
Yeah.
How many golf tournaments did you win before?
Almost nothing.
I mean, come on.
But one thing I would like to say, I've taken on the project of writing a book called The Brain Garden because we need to understand ourselves. And most of us, because of walks of life, jobs and stuff like that, we are not really who we should have been. We are products of pressures, societal pressures, family pressures, things like that. All my life, I have always accused my mother of abusing me, and I didn't like my mother. But recently, in the past month or so, I found out that I love my mother, and now I understand why she did what she did, and I'm really sorry for the things that I said about her, but she was correct. And before this spiritual enlightenment that I have now, I could not say this, nor could I feel it, but it is true. It is true. Mom, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. But I will do. I will do. Thank you. Okay?
Moms forgive, bro. Seriously, moms forgive.
Yeah.
Don't ever think moms don't forgive.
Yeah, but
You can blow it, but they're not going to stop loving you. Okay, next question. Put yourself together.
yeah,
Here's a tissue.
I'm fine.
We'll get to the hard ones in a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, so
There we go.
you find that your life changes in 1 year. How did it impact others?
Well, I really don't know how I'm impacting others, except for a couple people that are around me, like you, Sam, and what has happened though is I'm in touch with a sister I hadn't talked to since 1970s. People around me now tell me I'm more open. I have gone to a place here in Lima called the Nazarena, for the Lord of Miracles, and I have lit candles and prayed for the Christ to help other people, and I have seen the results of that help almost immediately. People who I frequent or play golf with and stuff like that, they are using me as an example for other people, children and other friends and stuff like that, that you have to be strong. You can't give up. And I was told the other day when I was having a bad round of golf and I was going to quit, one guy told me, Terry, you can't quit. You're our leader. You're the light. And he was correct. I was being selfish. And I realized, you're right, I cannot quit. I don't have that right. I need to continue being a leader, getting the message out to people that yes, there is spirituality. Yes, there is a heaven. And yes, you can be happy.
Let me jump in here and say that the first time I met Terry, I was probably fringe. I had a ponytail, or I have a ponytail. And I channel angels. And he was very respectful, and we had some things in common. He liked, well, he hunted as a skill to survive. He grew up in the mountains, like real mountains, bears and stuff. And that was the kind of thing I read a book. You read magazines as a kid. I used to go hunting, deer hunting, and pig hunting. But we were able to form a relationship, and he was very polite about tolerating me and this angel stuff. He sees me doing stuff, but it's difficult to comprehend. Correction, it can be difficult to comprehend. Anyway, I won't mention the name of the company that he has worked for. He works for many companies, but basically it's the largest pieces of machinery on the planet, and he's the doctor for them, and he's known as Dr. Cat. So exhibiting strength and just being able to get things done is where he likes to do stuff. So when he's got his little trap door in his scalp and some bandages with ooze coming out, and he wants to go win the golf contest, he's going to do it. So that was at the beginning of this experience. Now today he went to chemo, is that right? Or a checkup?
Today I went to get a physical done so I could go back to work in a mine.
Yeah.
But it's 1 year since the operation. I will be on chemo for the rest of my life, but not as intense as it was. One of the things I must say, in the beginning, I had no fear of the operation or anything like that, or of dying or anything, because I've had other operations and that. But I really didn't know the risk that I was in. The type of cancer that I have is very aggressive, and the recovery rate is not the best in the world. Once I read up on my type of cancer, I quit arguing about taking the pills and things like that, because I want to live. Education is a good thing. If I hadn't have done that, I don't know if I'd be here today or not.
Yeah, forget the Trinidus, bro. Forget the endorsements. Now, just to follow up, I'm a conscious channel, which means I don't leave my body, but I do have a very good rapport with my guardian angel Daisy, who's on my right-hand side. And of course, Terry has at least one angel on his right-hand side and a recording angel behind him that just records his intentions, which saves his ass big time. Which helps him. He's always had good intentions. Now, in that last question I asked, impact on others, he responded from an earth viewpoint. I think more importantly, on the other side, his mother doesn't want him to feel that way. So it impacted her a lot. So he doesn't need to feel that way. Okay, next question. You ready?
Yes.
What have you learned?
Well,
if you have learned anything, don't kill the ball or aim left?
really, I learned how to say I love you to the people who I love, that I've never really ever said it and meant it. I've said it and didn't feel it and things like that. The other day I was talking to my son, and I love him. His voice just makes me cry. The thought of him just fills my eyes. He's such a beautiful person. My grandson, I communicate with him. I communicate with my sister. And now I'm communicating with a brother I have not communicated with in 60 years. He's 2 years older than I am, and now I find out he has cancer, and he'll be operated on this month, the same month that my cancer was operated on. And I am in touch with him. I am more open, really. And I have met, since I've been more open, a lot of really nice people. And we talk about the other side. You have to believe that there is more than just one world. there is the spiritual world. In that spiritual world is the creation of all the other worlds. All of man, where we're at today, where we'll be tomorrow, where we'll be in the future. So, impact on others, but impact on me has been profound. Really profound. I am really more open, and I like it. I like it. I have the opportunity to go to La Nazarena here in Lima, and I talk to Christ. And I know it's him, because when I look at his picture on the wall, the painting, my eyes fill with tears, and my heart fills with butterflies. And I can feel them fluttering inside my heart. So there is feeling. You just have to be open to it and accept it. So I am, believe me.
Wow, Callaway's you're gonna get a good offer from Callaway.
I'd like a new driver.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up. I have one last question. Anything else you want to say?
Yes.
Oh, here he goes.
Yes.
Here he goes. I'll throw up a flag if you gotta stop, okay?
One of the things I'm doing is I'm writing a book called The Brain Garden. I lived 40 years or more of suppressed life, and I became a Terry O'Shea that was a strong person, respected for his work and stuff like that, but I wasn't the Terry I should have been. I wasn't the Terry that attended to his brain garden. I didn't know what a brain garden was. Actually, through the help of Sam and through the help of Christ, I now know that the brain garden is your heart, and that your brain bullies your heart. And if you're not strong enough to recognize that your heart is your character, it is your soul, it is who you are, the brain will win. And with the outside pressures, the brain won for such a long time. I now know that my heart is me, not my brain. My brain just wants to do things, but the person I am today, who I should have been, if I had listened to my heart, things would have been different. But now that I do know that the garden is the heart, and I'm going to continue cultivating it, I'm not going to let it grow stagnant like the past. Yeah. So my message to all of you, please study your life. If there are things you wanted to do but you didn't do them, you need to understand why. Is it illegal? Is it, there are reasons that you don't do some things. But if there's things you really wanted to do and wanted to change and things like that, or a path that you wanted to follow but you didn't do it, why not? Did you let the brain win? Did you let the brain bully the heart? You need to take a really good look at your heart. There's a book that Sam loaned me called The Heart Codes. I wish everybody could read that book to understand the power of the heart. What can it do for you? It is your garden, and you must take care of it. Yeah, so that's what I need to say.
Okay, good. And also, I think the female aspect is, for males, might feel that's the hard aspect.
Yeah.
I think females, it's not that hard for them to feel that Mother Nature crossover.
Well, one thing, I have these earrings now.
Yeah.
And if you look, I have painted fingernails. These are things I never really thought about until I was 72 years old. And past conversations with my sister recently and remembering my past. When I was little, I always liked flash. I liked the bling bling, the jewelry, the watches, the rings, the things like that. But when I was in the military, you didn't have that stuff. And also, I came from a poor background, so we didn't have that stuff. And then talking to my sister, God bless her, she painted my fingernails when I was about 5 years old.
Let me jump in here. He's living in a place with, like a log cabin,
Yeah, yeah.
a real log cabin, and you're eating wild game and that
Yeah.
sort of stuff.
We, back
Well,
in
we'll put some pictures in there. That'll scare him.
back in the 50s and the 40s, we lived in basic wilderness. No neighbors, some people that worked at the mine, or a neighbor a long ways away. No towns, no nothing like that. But now that I have, why did I all these years suppress my desire for the jewelry? And when I decided to paint my fingernails at 72 years old, where did that idea come from? It wasn't to make somebody mad or anything. It was something I wanted to do. And when I went into the salon, the girl said, "No, we can't do that." I said, "Hey, my money's just as good as theirs, and you paint nails. Here's my nails. This is what I want."
People are really attracted to his nails.
And-
Remember we
and-
went to the park?
Oh,
we had
yeah.
a crowd of people looking at his nails. He's got one
Yeah.
finger missing, showing the missing finger.
Yeah, this one here.
Hey, I'm going to cut you off, big fella. You're talking too much. I got to say a prayer. And I'm going to close with him saying a short prayer. And I have a paddle here. I'll hit him if he just starts praying too loud, too long. Okay, just want to say thank you first to the female aspect of Divinity who's kind of helping with this show. And really, really importantly, very important, that Melissa, field reporter Thunder, connected with her father. She's been looking for him for 38 years. She found him the day before yesterday. Angels were involved. It's very exciting. He didn't even know he had a daughter. And he was desperately needing someone. It was so wonderful. So I've been doing a lot of crying the last 2 days. Believe it or not. And I want to say thank you to Terry. He is a golfer and uses Callaway. What size driver you need?
No, the one I have is fine.
And so I just want to say a quick prayer, and then I'm going to hand it over, and he can say the finished prayer, and we'll finish up. At this time, I petition for the white light of the Holy Spirit to surround Terry, myself, and all our loved ones, and all your loved ones. I petition for the white light to be above you, below you, in front of you, behind you. I petition for the eternal, limitless, unconditional love of our Lord Jesus the Christ, Mother God and Father God, to the right of you, and all that is left of you. Take it away, Terry.
Yeah, I also want to thank you, Lord, for all of the things you have done for me, and finally enlightened my knowledge. And because of this, I can love. I can love like I should. I can teach. I can feel. I can do things I was never ever able to do. I hope that you can provide the same type of support for all of us, all of you out there. I hope all of you can feel the butterflies in your heart someday. Please open your heart. Please do a soul research and figure out who you are and be that person you should be. Christ, again, I ask you to continue helping me. I am trying to help people in the right way. I feel your love, and I thank you for that. So continue to bless the people.
Is that your prayer?
Yes.
Holy mackerel. Nice prayer. It's like river rafting.
Yeah, it's up and down, but please take care of us. Take care of the soul. Provide an avenue for us to follow, and we will follow.
And what's your mother's name?
My mom's name was Lois Jane.
Lois Jane. You got it straight now. He's cool. So don't worry, don't fret.
And thank you
Okay.
for my mom.
He's cool. Bro,
Yeah,
it's a wrap.
thank you.
Thanks, everybody. We'll do another show in 1 year from now. Okay, he's gonna have a pony. You're gonna have a ponytail, right?
Maybe not a ponytail, but I'll have hair down to my shoulders. 6 months ago, I was bald. Now I've got curls.
Okay, so I'm just gonna let it run. I'm done. I'm gonna take a shot of Black and Black. Phew,
Yeah.
that was heavy. Let me move the microphone out of your way. How was that? Okay?
Yeah.
I think that was really good. Drink your beer. Is that? I'll get that. Yeah, don't touch it. Let me get it for you. Oh, good job. I'll go this way. No, you go that way. Go that way. Let me get a shot. I never drink, but I need something. I'm telling you, man. This is too heavy. This job's getting too heavy. I'm telling you, man. Do you drink this with ice?
I can't drink that anymore.
Is that how it's done, though?
Yeah, with ice and water.
I got the water right there.
It is.
You wanted some ice water?
No, the beer is good.
You want another beer?
It's cold. No, I still got a lot here.
Petey, come on. Come on, Petey. Come. Come, Bubba. Peter, come.
So what you think?
Excellent. 1:30. Are you ready to go? We're gonna meet him over at the restaurant, is that the plan?
Yeah, I guess that's what it is.
Okay.
I don't know what restaurant.
I know. Hey, Bubba. Hey, Bubba. All right, let me just shut this one off. Okay, file, save project as. Save project is for audio, Audacity project, not audio file.
It's not called Terry's Ramblings.
Not an audio file. For an audio file, use export. For save project is for an Audacity project, not an audio file. Audio file that will open in other apps, use export. Okay. Terry, T-E-R-R-I, save. Let's see what that does. File, export audio. Terry, okay. Screw that. Okay, that's that. Turn this off. You did a good job, bro. I'm proud of you. Very proud of you. Awesome. 33 minutes. 33. Wow, check that out. Can you dig that?